Pounders. Welcome back to another episode of The Big Board. We're going to be ripping some drafts tonight, as well as some play. It's officially live and well, and I'll show you how easy it is to use in this draft. Shout out to a few of the Pounders. We're doing a late night pop-up draft. Did not think I was getting on tonight, but J Money at the 1. TY's at 5, TB Bucks in the 8 hole. What's up, boys? And that looks like it. I did kind of sneak on here with the +2. Show you how easy it is to log into this in a second here. Hoping we get Gibbs, but J Money, what are you doing? You letting this run down? Come on. Okay, so we do get a Gibbs. Sweet. All right, let's log into BBO real quick. It's going to direct us to the website, and then it's going to send us back to Underdog, which UDs. Drafts active. Now we're just going to connect our combination tool, which is this thing that you see, by extracting the teams from all these drafts, and you can pick which contest you want to show as well. So I can uncheck the little board and the program if I want to just see the big board. Extremely fast download. You can do this after every draft if you want, which is a beautiful feature. And then go to exposures, and I will grab all my player exposures by clicking the exposure button in the bottom left. Now, when we hop to the big board draft room, we get our player exposures over here on the left side, as well as it's queuing up Gibbs right here in the center. That's the player that we have drafted. And then if you click on available only, you will get the players that are only available on the left side of the player pool that haven't been drafted yet. You can quickly see your combinations as that 2 comes around. So we have 2 Gibbs shares. So we have one with Brown. We have Chris Olave on both teams. Very quickly able to see 100%. Right, Dart. Josh, crush it with this one. Also, the search feature is new this year, where you can just type in a team. So if I want to pair it with some Chargers, just put it in, see Chargers going to pop up. Very, very neat, and a lot more to come, obviously, as we get closer to BBM. So exciting stuff. Who hands? Uh-oh. One sec. Let's see. Audio. No way! Oh, no shot. It's connected to my AirPods. That's wild. I have an AirPod in my pocket. No shot. It's connected to my AirPods. That's hilarious. The chat. That's wicked funny. It's the web. No, it's an AirPod that's in my pocket. That's even funnier. That's even funnier. Can you hear me now? W for Omega in the house. What's up, my man? Appreciate you guys coming out. Let me know if that is better. Yeah, that's so funny. Hey, that's kinda what you get when, we do a pop-up stream here. I'm fresh off making a triple stack PB&J, and, we got the IPA, got the local, the 7, named after 7 saws, because there were 7 mills in this town. History. We're drinking history. Appreciate you, but you knew we were gonna figure it out. You knew we were gonna figure it out. By the way, Mason, shout out Mason for the gear. Like, these hats are sick. Um, okay, let's pop this puppy back up. We have both with Olave, so we'll kinda dance around that. We're going to go double RB start, and then we can take our pick of wide receiver here. And then on the way back around at the 4-5, you get a good amount of wide receivers, so we'll see what falls to us. He does go Nico. So now I can see this is with Olave. Do we okay, so we don't have a Gibbs Irving Olave start. So what I did there was I have Bucky Irving in the player queue. I added Gibbs to it by just clicking the plus sign over here, and then it showed me combination 0 with the 2 of them. So we're still gonna go Olave here, but also wouldn't mind a T. Higgins, A.J. Brown in that spot as well. A.J. Brown slowly creeping up the board, and we got way ahead of that exposure at 24%. A.J. Brown, 34% on Devonta Smith, also has been a riser this year. Awesome. Rashee Rice, man. Wha what do we do with Rashee? Like, the question is, does the dude play football this year? Is that crazy to say? Like, if he plays football, he's a good pick. Now the off the field shit is what's always confusing, but what we see year after year is and I've seen murmurs of him being released. I don't think that's going to happen for a team like KC that is not deep at wide receiver. If it did, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. You're giving up your playoff hopes, your Super Bowl hopes, at least. So the question is, does he end up in trouble this season? And how many games is that? And the injury, it's there's a lot there with Rashee Rice. It screams fade to me right now at this current price. Maybe in the mid-40s, we start, 42, like, around later, maybe we start, having a different conversation of whether it's worth it or not. But right now, just give me, like, T. Higgs, give me Tet. Um, not huge into elite QB in the 20-round drafts, but, uh, yeah, sure. Give me Josh Allen as well. And we have Rice ranked exactly at 45. Let the boy speak. Let the boy speak. Exactly at 45. Talk to us when you get to the mid-40s, Rashi. Yeah, Tanner says fade. I feel it as well. Pound Pound, what's up, baby? Free Agent Tuesday is my favorite Christmas morning, and I need it. Yeah. Well, the tampering is about to start here very soon. Pick 40. I am gonna go Travion Henderson as our third RB, and then let's see what happens. Then let's see what happens. It goes Waddle. I wouldn't hate Devontae Adams as my second receiver. Yeah, he goes Devontae Adams. This is a little more muddy. This is a little more muddy. I'm gonna bring in Rome here. If it's my third wide receiver, we'll go Tate. It could be DJ Moore too, but we'll let someone else grab DJ Moore. We'll go Rome with the departure of DJ Moore. Tate goes directly after. Enjoying these strong early RB starts, and then or even honestly, I like all the starts except for 0 RB feels good to me, and the only reason 0 RB doesn't feel the best is because where I want to start grabbing running backs on a 0 RB build would be like, "Okay, make a bet on Tootin." I'm cool with that one. Stevenson's middling, Demont's okay for the RB builds, but Chuba, Rico, Algier. I want, like, all 3 of those on a 0 RB build. Add in one of your, your hashtag rookies. James Conner is okay in one of those, Jordan Mason, Rashad White, and then, like, I've been boosting up the doll. We're only up 5 spots now, but we were a a little more before, he's been rising the last day or 2. And then Tank Bigsby's one that I've been really trying to get ahead of. 189 just seems a little disrespectful just based on some of the prices of these other RB. 189 for the backup running back to Philly where there's trade rumors potentially for Barkley. We'll see what happens there, but that could be is that our Javonte this year? I don't know. I don't know. It's worth the risk at 189 though, I'll tell you that. Shit, even if they don't trade Barkley, if Tank ends up as the RB2 in Philly at 189, better than Javonte. He's gonna be our Rico. No, he won't be our Rico because he's not gonna outplay what Rico did was outplayed Chuba. Took an injury for him to show that, he deserved more touches, but, yeah, it would take an injury for Tank to outplay Barkley. That's a fact. But, when I was overdrafting Rico 30% in Best Ball Mania, I was told, "Don't you know Chuba Hubbard is the captain? He's the captain of the team. They're they're not gonna give the ball to Rico. Chuba's the captain." E Okay, we get a little slide on Sutton here at 71. I like the Sutton click here. I also like the Drake May. Alright, we're gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work. If if he goes another receiver here and Alec Pierce, it's gonna hurt my soul, not gonna lie, because I don't actually love Alec Pierce in this spot, but I'm just doing it for the New England double. Yeah. Alright, call your shot. Call your shot. I'm bringing Drake, May, Henderson, we'll see where Alec Pierce lands. You gotta think New England's a pretty good spot for Alec Pierce, so the correlated bet here, Drake May, one of the best deep ball throws in the league already. Yeah, I am go it's gonna hurt my soul a little bit to see Alec Pierce, like, 25,000,000 plus a year for 3 or 4 years. It's gonna hurt my soul. But what happens, right? Let's say he goes to the Patriots. What happens to Alec Pierce? Does he pass does he pass Sutton? Does he pass I have him in front of Parker Washington. I'll have him in front of Ricky. I'll have him in front of Marv until we figure out what's going on in Arizona with QB. I mean, DK and Alec Pierce are sorta similar. DK's floor is very low from what we saw last year. Alec Pierce in front of Christian Watson, in my opinion. I still like Sutton a little better, but it depends on the team build. Like, if I need a 4th wide receiver, would I rather Sutton or Pierce? I think Pierce has a better chance to spike, but I do like Sutton. Just the way he allows you to build is just different. You can shoot for higher upside with later picks. You're not as worried about, taking zeros late where Pierce, your floor is probably gonna be pretty low. Turbo in the house. What's up, my man? Give 30 mil to Evans and make him leave Tampa? Nah, bro. You can keep him. We're good. Yeah. Algier and Dowdle coming off the board right around ADP. Dowdle a little early, which I like. So we whiffed on those guys, and in a sharper room, I expect those guys to get drafted a little before ADP anyways. So we are gonna take others here about 10 picks after ADP. We'll shoot this back to J Money, who's got a 0-2-5-0. He goes Dak, pair it with Pickens. I like the spot for Laporta. It's just, mm, yeah, he goes Laporta. I freaking love Bo Nix here, but I might have to lower. Now I got to come off. I'm very heavy on both of these guys. We're gonna bring up Godwin to this spot at 98. We pair him with Bucky. We got a little Tampa Bay pairing. I swear, Drew, this was not. This was not because you're in here. I'm, this is not. This is not. This is not. My exposure to Godwin's high. Godwin's exposure's high. That's good. I got away from Godwin with Warren and Tootin in this one. 25%. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very good. Gadsden off the board. Gadsden's price is a little strange to me. Just a little strange. Goff, Purdy, Kyler. I am running a risk going my second QB a little later, but we'll see if the guy comes back that we're hoping. I think he does. 49% Godwin. You chose to come in here, okay? You chose. Jags wide receiver 1 at 85, especially with the news that Travis Hunter's gonna be mainly focused on defense. That's good news for these Jags pass catchers. But yeah, Parker Washington, you're paying a premium, and I'm not completely sold. Obviously, Myers got there towards the middle of the year last year, right? From what I remember. Look at this guy going a 3.241. Bo Nix, man. He's one of my favorite priced QBs on the board. Him and Stroud are two of my favorite priced, I should say. Not that I think Stroud's gonna be some freaking he's not gonna turn into Patrick Mahomes this year, but the price, the certainty on the amount of games he's playing, I think goes a pretty long way in the big board, especially where we're not 100% certain on these QBs. Ricky in the 60s are for suckers, so for me. Alright, so we are gonna bring in gee shucks, Tyler to pair it with Olave, then we'll pass it to J Money. We'll see what this dude wants to do. He goes Jennings, we semi appreciate that. We didn't truly want to have to do that. We didn't wanna have to do that. Okay, Mason. I think this is where we just reach up for Dobbs here as our wide receiver 6. Olave, Ramondunze, Alec Pierce, Myers, Godwin, and Dobbs. Haven't heard a lot of murmurs about him going to but there's always a chance. Bring in another free agent. Got our 2 QBs. We can go a last round QB. Strong at RB with Gibbs, Irving, and Travion Henderson. We have the certainty, the higher floor guys early. You have the spike weeks with Henderson. We'll pad it with some these. We'll pad it with a couple of vets that we think we can get some points out of. I didn't reach on Godwin too far. I didn't reach on Godwin. Yeah, but freaking Drew's exposure to Godwin's, you knew it was gonna be high. Drew, I mean, I'm at 32.4%, so but I've had him at this 98 spot for a long time too. Stroud goes at 127. This team's first QB. This team's got 3 QBs, 3, 3, 4, 1, Dart, Staffy, and Mendoza. What's the difference of Mendoza and, like, if you can get starts out of Geno, if you can get one of those late veteran QBs, 20th round guys is going to be Rodgers, whoever it may be. We got the word that Rodgers is working out, so you gotta think he's looking to play this year. This team with a 2.532. The late night EV is alive and well for my late night drafters. Love, Achane, Kyron, Swift. You gotta think he's done there at 5. Like, you have to be done. Dev Smith, Reed, Shaheed. I mean, at this point, this probably had to be another receiver, especially you already grabbed Kraft, Love. He's correlating, which is cool. So there are some brain cells going on there, but the strange pick to pair with T that was a forced pick. I think that had to be a receiver, but we'll see. See if they can bring it back. Trying different shit. They are trying different shit. Mariota going to Vegas. Yeah, 50% is low, Drew. 50% is low. What's up, Kane? What's up, my man? Here goes Deebs. I'm glad. There goes JCM. We are gonna go Jawan Johnson for our first tight end. We have 0%, so 35% Dallas G. I guess we could make this exception for the double stack here. I guess. It hurts, but we'll do it. Do you like the idea of going Booty here or Jalen McMillan being really strong at receiver, but also let's go Booty just for the Patriots correlation. Yeah, you're spot on here. Why is he going so late if likely he's expected to leave? Well, I mean, I have 24%. I honestly think this is low for what it should be. Um, you know, I'll sell both sides. Like, Andrews is just he's just a lineman at this point in his career. But shit, when they get in the red zone, like, it's Derrick Henry and it's Andrews. So, no, I like the Andrews pick. You're getting a nice discount and likely expected to lose. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. It goes Andrews at 151. So we're sitting here with a what? With a 2-3-7-1. Goddamn. Drake May, Tyler Shutt, Gibbs, Irving, Henderson, Olave Ogunze, Alec Pierce, Myers, and Dobbs, and Boone. We've seen Like, Booty gonna be that discount Alec Pierce. He's gonna be the discount Alec Pierce. So I still think they released Diggs. We we still have to see bring someone in. We still gotta see it. Until then, I do think you should be a little higher on Booty, a little higher on Kyle Williams in moderation. Hunter Henry is okay. If they bring in Likely, doesn't completely kill him for especially his price, but 7 tutties last year. Diggs gone, who was a red zone guy. Currently good news for Henry as well. Drew, what's your take on McMillan? Because I think he's too cheap. For a team that runs a ton of 3 wide receiver sets, and you're getting McMillan at 153, ended the season healthy, right? 31% Andrews, yeah, that's I gotta get there. 24.3%, it's pretty good. You guys are wondering how I'm seeing my exposures on the screen, bestballoverlay.com, promo code POUNDERS, all caps for 25% off, $30 a month. You'll have a purchase. Something that helped me finish in the top 25 advanced rates for BBM and Big Book last year. Get to see your combinations, make those 50/50 picks on the fly, and base it on your previous combinations instead of just going off vibes all the time, boys. Vibes are good. Vibes are good for, like, the first 25 to 30, 40 drafts, and then you wanna start knowing what you so if you're under that, I say you can wait, but once you start doing some volume, you get a lot of info back, and it's very beneficial. It was Vidal. Woody Marks in this spot is more than okay. Tyreek there's interesting. Let's go Henry first. Let's go Henry first. We're getting a 10 pick fall on him. So I'll always check ADP versus my rank. He goes Spears and Judy. Let's bring in Woody. We got him at 170. Someone that we've been waiting on to draft too. 5.4%. We didn't take I had one little board share. I'm guilty. I had one little board share before the Demont news. I'm sorry. I failed you guys. I failed you guys. Yeah, McMillan is way too cheap. If Evan leaves. If Evan stays, he's probably fine. We'll have a couple spike weeks this year, right? I still like the bet on Evans leaving and him being a pretty good price. And like you said, if he stays, he still has a couple spike weeks because this point of Evans' career, he's not out there over 80% of the snaps anyways. Drew, I know it's gonna be emotional for you when Evans moves on, but it's eventually, you know, the talk that they give all proud fans. It's a business. It's a business. I go Schultz, AJ Barner. Some murmurs about Njoku ending up on Philly. That'd probably it's a good spot. It is, especially if AJ Brown moves on. So Goddard, obviously. That'd be crazy if we saw a little rebuild in Philly. They trade Barkley. Goddard doesn't come back. Philly rebuild. Calvin Ridley at 183. Calvin Ridley's one that I don't know what to fricking do with. If you get news that he's healthy, right? What's the highest out get for Ridley? He's healthy and he looks I Put him behind Debo probably still if you get the same news, but I'd put him ahead of Khalil Shakir and maybe even Shaheed. He's not going ahead of Dobbs though, so that would probably be the cap. It's just not a sexy name right now. 31, turning 32 in the season. Alright, 3.552. You need a receiver, right, my man? You need a receiver. Go wide out. Let's go. We'll bring in another Tank Bigsby here, just like we drew it up. Pick 191 just seems so wrong. Just seems so wrong. Braylon Allen goes. We're in a pretty good spot here. 27% Mason Taylor seems too high. Seems too high. Drew, are they bringing back Cade Otton? Like, what's gonna happen with Cade Otton? I'm bringing in Mason Taylor for the New England. We know we're getting 2 games against the Jets. Yeah, that's what I mean, there's some decent spots for tight ends, but Likely, Goddard doesn't go back to Philly. They start to dry up pretty quick. They start to dry up quick. Is Jonnu gonna end up somewhere? That's why I don't mind Mason Taylor at the end here, obviously. I'm super I'm way overexposed right now, but I feel pretty confident in his role in New York and a year 2 guy. We also like Pat Fry here with the news that Jonnu's not returning, so Pat Fry is one that I wanna mix in more. The Rams just re-signed Higbee for a couple of years, 2-year deal, I think, so sorta muddy with the three tight ends there. Muddy. Yeah, who hams when I was doing the free agency matchmaking thing, tight end was by far the hardest. If you guys haven't checked out Who Ham's content, he also streams on YouTube. Make sure you click his name in the chat and give him a follow. Cade is the biggest jag of all time, is an injury merchant, right? So, like, where does he land and does he fit in situation? It's not like he can outshine the situation, so he could end up as a tight end 2 on a team. It wouldn't be overly surprising. I do wanna slow a little. Gibbs, Irving, Henderson, Woody Marks, and Bigsby, that 29 discount, 29 pick discount. Olave, Ogunze, Pierce, Myers, Godwin, Dobbs, and Boutte. I'm chasing that booty right now. Like, Jawan Johnson, Hunter Henry, Mason Taylor. 3 names. Th 3 names. Who's there for us? Who's there for us? I think we're going Geno here. We're gonna bring in Geno. Somebody picked Keenan Allen, that's good, so we can't go Dusty here. Should I have gone Kyle Williams first? Cam Ward, Dak Prescott? I figured he was gonna take another QB. Said said, "F your plans." F your plans real fast. Bateman on the trade block might be a good thing for Batemans. bring in Jalen Noel. Christian Kirk's another interesting one. What's going on with Christian Kirk? What's the Christian Kirk news? Any latest? Not a lot of news. Let's go a step further. What is Christian Kirk up to? Like, yeah. Oh, I gotta log in? Stop, stop. I just want a date. I just wanna know what the date is. Hmm, hmm. I mean, that's one of the reasons I faded Ayuk was because we were deep diving his Instagram on a live stream and seeing that the dude couldn't full leg brace. Meanwhile, Jake is at football practice trying to get better and get back on the field, make cuts before May. Ayuk's trying to work on his golf swing. Sometimes the Instagram deep dive, works wonders. Works wonders. 3583, we're done at receiver. Our tight ends, you could add a 4th. How many points are we getting out of that 4th, though, with the guys remaining? RB is pretty disgusting late as well. How many points are you getting out of one of these guys? Trying my best to lower these numbers on these late round guys. 0 Mixon seems good right now. We probably do get more points at tight end than from one of these late round RBs, which is so, so sad. Anyone else big on not really. Not really. I know towards the end of the year, he started to heat up, but yeah, Christian Kirk news, not a lot. Yeah, I started mixing in a couple shares. The thing is he wasn't like a major impact. He's a guy that could start on the earlier end, but he's a major impact guy on the offensive side of the ball. So, but yeah, I'm pretty comfortable here with these 5, not gonna lie. LeQuint is gone as well. He's one of our guys that we actually don't hate taking in the 20th round. Ah, Drew. Drew, man, just started I just come across, just came Tonjes isn't bad. Already making a bet. I actually don't mind either of these 2 tight ends. Already making a bet against Kittle. I might have limits set, so I better hit draft. Let's bring another tight end in here. We drafted our first one at 143, so completely fine to spend 4 here. 3 of our first 4 picks were spent at RB. We stop at 5. Even in the big board, it's not egregious to go 6 with this start, especially after our next RB wasn't until 170. But, at the end of the day, how how many points are we getting from Jaden Blue or just name your late round RB? It's just it's muddy right now. Very easy to be a 0. At least Jake, unless they draft someone. If not, maybe they do draft someone, maybe they add someone in free agency, that'd be very telling on Kittle's health, though, which wouldn't be the end of the world for Jake as well. I remember having a good amount of Kittle last year, and you would see white tight end catches football, not Kittle, and you're like, "What the" like, whether it was Bailey's or whatever you were playing. Wasn't ideal. What's an idea? You say more, 1 more, +6. How the boys doing with the likes on the videos? I know you guys aren't letting me down. I don't even gotta ask. I know we're over 20. I know we're over 20. I don't even gotta ask. The boys are good like that. The boys are good like that. Drew, I just saw your DM to me in Discord about me using my AirPod mic, and it's, uh yeah, yep. Rookie mistake. Better one more, he says. Yeah, yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Ooh, we get the middle of the board. How we doing, middle of the board? Ooh, let's go the Ludo in the house. The Lutes! Turbotronic 1, TB Bucks at 2, Deludo at 4. If I missed you, let me know where you're drafted from. This dude was drafted at the 12 last draft, and TY's in here again. I know there's more people in here. Peanuts. That name looks familiar. Let me know where you drafted from. I know we gotta massage the YouTube algo after taking like 5 months off interseason. So we need some masseuse. We need some masseuse. Slap the like. We appreciate that. We're gonna have some bigger board drafts, $100 drafts coming soon. I believe we're doing one tomorrow on Fuham's channel. We'll see if I'm feeling spicy. We'll log back onto the pound tomorrow night, which I think we're doing anyways. 10 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to rip some big boards. Maybe a bigger board. So stay sub, and hit the bell for notifications. You won't miss it. I absolutely love this draft board from Underdog. You know, they may have fired 740 employees, but at least we got this update to the draft board, right? Am I right? UXLR cable. So weird. It's a the mic is sensitive too. It sucks to have audio issues. Obviously, the first one was me connecting to AirPods. But let me know if that's better, boys. And the thing is, it never cuts out like when I record stuff. It's always on the live stream. It's so weird. I tried leveraging a new draft. Now we were doing it anyways. We're not at that point in the season. We're not at that point in the season. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. Uh-huh. The double RB starts for the 11 and 12 hole, which pushes Jefferson to 15. Yeah, let me know if you guys are in here. Let me know if we're back live on here. Uh, let's go Drake London here. It's been a minute. Only 2 JT starts is interesting. We have 7 Drake London though. So very easily, like I'm not gonna get a lot of actionable um information with only 2 shares of JT, right? But just quickly sifting over to Drake London where I have 7 shares, I'll be able to see, okay, so pretty balanced here, 14% with Olave, 2 shares with AJ Brown, looks like 3 shares out of 7 with, well, 4 shares out of 7 with Devonta Smith, and stuff like that, where the combo tool can be really useful to you on the go, especially if you're between a 50-50 decision. Like, "Okay, I like both of these players, I have them in the same tier. Let me see what my ownership is with the teams with the players I've drafted so far." Just an easy way to use the tool in an intelligent way. Neighbors Lamb, Jason Irving, DeLudo with the Chase McBride start. TB Bucks actually bringing in power. Yeesh. Jumbotron goes Gibbs, Pickens, and Nico. Nico with the 2-3 turn does feel good. Where does JJ go when he signs? Yeah, JJ's gonna go up to the CeeDee Lamb area. The thing is, Kyler turns into a pumpkin in the red zone, but Jefferson's still a top 3 wide receiver in the league. It's a matter of can Kyler stay healthy? Can Kyler stay healthy? And who's your backup gonna be? Is it because that's a really low ceiling backup. I think we're gonna bring in Kyren Williams for our first share of Kyren plus JT and our first share of Kyren plus Drake London, where we had 43% with Breece Hall. We just make a complete new combination for us with Drake London and Kyren. And again, similar tier, in my opinion, Breece Hall and Kyren. And I try to think of these tiers more so than like, "Oh, this player, is gonna score 19 more points than the other." Like, while that might be true, I still don't want every combination of a player I like tied to just one guy. Just takes one injury. You could be correct. It just takes one injury for you to be wrong. I had some of the highest advance rates last year. First off, since I started playing best ball, but also just top 25 in the big board and BBM, the 2 biggest contests of the year, and I had 14% neighbors. I had 14% neighbors. Just takes one injury like that, and that can actually really the earlier it is, the more it hurts. But Neighbors looked like he was gonna have a great year. Neighbors looked like he was gonna have a great, great year with Dart coming on too. Now I'm a little it's not even that I'm hurt by him. Yeah, I had 14%, so it hurts a little more, but I think he till we know more about his injury, I could see him moving up to, like, pick 15, but I could also see him dropping to the 2-3 turn pretty easily. We'll go Zay here. We'll go Zay here. Decent chance that we get Lamar on the way back around. One of the things I wanna do is check my Zay I have 0 Zay F only 4 Zay Flowers teams, and Lamar actually goes the click after, so, Dylan just said FEO plans real fast. Maybe that's what happened to me all 4 times. Dude, A-Rich is going to rise. I want people to know this. You have to be okay with him rising, and just gotta remember what happened the last 3 years. A-Rich is one of those guys that he's going to rise, and if this was stocks, it would be a good trade to buy now because you would be able to sell higher, but in this game, you can't sell. You need a player to perform. I don't know if, yeah, he's so bad at football. Like, it's not bad enough that he gets hurt every other play and there's injuries. He can't throw the football. Like, we got problems. At this point, like, ride out your career, see if you can get another contract, if you can play a couple games or something like this, I guess, get a fat contract. Otherwise, bro, just become a tight end. Like, guy's so athletic. He's so athletic. Depends if you wanna play or not, I guess. But the revival of Malik Willis is super funny. Super funny. Lost his job to Will Levis, plays a couple games last year, and we're just hungry. We're hungry for those rushing yards. The boys are hungry. Feed 'em. We have 1 cam scat share, it looks like. Yeah, and a little board. See, I like that too. Josh has the little hover feature, so I can see entry fees right there. DJ Moore goes at 52. I think that's sharp. I also just updated the top 175 ranks. It's like I did like 180, 190. That's available on the Patreon. Link is in the comments. I'll also just throw that in the chat in a minute. $7. Very, in my opinion, the best ranks. The best ranks you can buy. Because I'm in tune with most of the ranks for best ball, at least the high tier ones, and this is the ante of those. Just like last year. You have to know where the majority of people are getting their ranks from, and how do we beat those? How do we beat those? Rome Flowers, Kyron, Drake London, JT. Tate goes at 57. Tua Taluto's been up. He goes Moore, Adams, AJ Brown, McBride, and Jamar Chase. So 0 RB so far. Drew, 2 spot, 2-2-0-2-2-1. Bijan Bowers, Jacobs, Emeka and McLaurin. I like that. Gibbs, Pickens, Nico, Trevon Henderson, and Judkins. Judkins is such a tough one. Like, he's gonna get over 200 touches, which is, it's good you're getting that certainty, but the team might be so bad. So bad. You're looking at like a 4.5, like a 5 touchdown ceiling. We'll see. I've been sprinkling him in still. It's just that one's a tough one to figure out right now. Questions at QB. Yikes. I do not like this range at all. I'm just gonna it's not even a reach, it's basically right at ADP. I'm just gonna bring in the correlated Caleb Williams. I just I don't mind QB in this spot, but that's why we go Caleb. We lean into the correlation here. QB in this spot actually is one of my favorite clicks, clearly overexposed to all of these guys except for Caleb. Caleb price is it's a little off-putting. I don't know. But all these middle round guys coming up the board, a lot of teams are drafting 3 QBs. So even if a guy does feel expensive, might have the correlation, I do wanna bring it in every now and then, or at least get up to field. Elite QB is so easy, it's not even funny except Caleb. And Joe gonna retire, yeah, after the Max Crosby news. Joe Burrow can't catch a break. Joe Burr. Damn, poor guy can't catch a break. Guy can't catch a break. Yeah, 0 Drake May until he fell, but I also delayed drafting. But even for the boys that were drafting, I let them know, "Yeah, that Drake price is wrong. Do not be taking him in the 40s." That shit was crazy. There goes Tootin. I think Tootin's a good click here at 77. We'll see what happens with ETN. Could be a little risky, but let's bring in Algier. Gotta reach around. I mean, it's not a 0% chance, but it's gotta be pretty close to 0. It's gotta be pretty close to 0. He already got a taste for what the Super Bowl is like. Dude wants to get back there. T-Law, Justin Herbert. My first Caleb share. I mean, these are just Bo Nix numbers though, right? Like almost 4K, 27 and 7, 403. Isn't he just expensive Bo Nix at this point? Like almost 4K, 25 and 11, 356 and 5. He's expensive Bo Nix. He's expensive Bo Nix. How much Bo Nix do we have? 24%. Telling you, Italians like the prices, man. We like a good deal. Caleb seems expensive. That's why. Fuck. We are gonna go Chuba here. We're just gonna click Chuba. We're just gonna click Chuba. JT Kyron, Tyler Algier, and Chuba. Give me the mystery bag. Give me the free agent mystery bag. We'll catch up at wide receiver. Give me the free agent mystery bag. You think Bo Nix is gonna rise a lot, or are we talking what Turbo saying? What are the odds Algier isn't around 4 or 5 games after free agency? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like Rico and Chuba could get up to that Judkins range. They could get up to that Judkin range. Not Chuba. Rico. Yeah, Rico, Algier, Chuba. Honestly, Chuba's safe. Rico, just due to the potential landing spots, could have that little bit of higher upside just based on landing spot. Carolina versus Frick. He ends up in KC. Yeah, Nix is coming off the injury. We know. We know. I'm not too worried about it though. Kind of a gross spot, but I think I'm still gonna go Bo Nix here. Gonna bring in the second QB. Just a lot of easy ways to backstack him. Bryant, Trey Franklin. I mean, we already got Tyler Algier in Denver, so that's good. Not that'd probably be negatively correlated, to be honest. Uh, yeah, it wasn't an ACL or Achilles. Like, um, dudes, let's actually see. What do we got on the injury update? Achilles would be yeah. That's why I'm a little muddy on Daniel Jones right now. I'm waiting for some more info. Haven't clicked Daniel Jones yet. He might run a little less at the start of the season. I'm not but what we're drafting these players for the end of the season, like, I'm not trying to look too much into that injury, especially as our QB2. Man, this is gross. This is why I have Dobbs up here. I do like Kincaid there as well, but we can't afford to go tight end here. We just put ourselves in a wonky situation going our QB2 before our wide receiver 4. But even if we did go wide receiver here instead, we're getting Reed, Worthy, or Wandale. Like, I feel like I can make those points up later. No way. Did Drew get Godwin? How did we allow that? No, 95. Yeah, this would have been a Godwin pick. Then I would have figured it out. Baker wouldn't have made it back, though. Well, Baker would have already been gone. Nice. Nice little Bakey Bake Godwin stackerino. Of course. With the Mecca. Exactly how you would think a guy's name, TB Bucks, would be drafting. Good job, Drew. Never change. Never change. Yeah, Algier and KC is such a good mix. See what ADP looks like. ADP looks interesting. Interesting. There goes the rookie tight end. This dude to our left has a 2.332. Okay, so we should be securing the guy we want, but let's see. Maybe not. Bucks pay the bills. Hopefully the bills aren't high. Yeah, this is just we're just gonna tap into our first tight end here with Fergie Ferg. At pick 127, nothing special here. And then we gotta piss. We gotta piss. Pretty bad. Give me round 13 over 11. Ooh, interesting. Let's see. Round 13 over 11. I don't know. There's still some ballers in round 11. I like Sadiq. I like Ferguson. I don't mind Debo. Concepcion. Been mixing in. I like the Stroud pick. But let's see who goes in round 13. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. We're staying with the 2-4-4-1. So we're definitely that wide receiver pool looks pretty naked right now. Oh dear. What did we do to ourselves? We could stop at 2 QBs if we had to. It's still gonna be a 3 tight end build. We can stop at 5 RBs if we had to. We're in good shape. We'll be able to attack wide receiver with depth. We'll be able to attack wide receiver with depth. I think we're gonna have to. Like, there's no one even on the board that's close. Yikes. Tyreek, Judy. Let's bring in a Tyreek share. It's been a minute. 2.7%, and it's in a big board. So it's my second big board share. It makes sense on a team where you're behind on wide receiver because you're making the bet, right, that you get this miraculous comeback from Tyreek Hill, and then you're strong at wide receiver, you're strong at QB, and you're doing okay at tight end. So I don't mind it on a team like this where you're making the bet that he outpays his ADP. Yeah, I am. I mean, Seattle's not very deep at wide receiver. They're not. I feel like Bro got most of his points in like scoring on kickoff returns, which is a positive that he does it and that he can actually house one. I don't know. 142. It's not terrible. I'll probably come around to it. Let me just see where he lands. Let me just see where he lands first. We'll come back to it. We will come back to it. Turbotron bringing in Ayuk. There goes Omar. I knew you were a closet Patriots fan, Drew. I knew it. Bringing in Hunter Henry like that. We need to revive this team. Like, we need to grab the AED and just go to town. Goddard at 151. Stop. You can't put that in front of me. You can't put that in front of me. Goddard at 151. No. Forget about wide receiver. Who needs wide receivers? I mean, Andrews is also a good click too. So I wanted one of those two. We'll take the slide. We'll take the round slide on Goddard. Now we definitely are going back-to-back wide receivers. We just turned ourselves one-dimensional here. We're at the mercy of the room. We'll see what comes back to us. You can flex tight. Yeah, it's that's perfect. You can flex tight end, remember? Like, I need him. I need to click him. Oh, God. I mean, also a sneaky spot for Denver, right? See what happens with Ingram. But did they just resign Troutman today, did I see? Yeah, Broncos bring back Troutman. 3-year contract. $17 million. That's not nothing, but Bro's out there blocking. Again, this is another decent style team for like a Tank Dell. Now would I put Tyreek Hill and Tank Dell on the same team? I guess why not, but let's go Troy Franklin here for the Bo Nix stack. I probably like Booty and Judy over Troy Franklin, but not enough to veto the stack here. Oh, Gritty. I have to channel my Gritty right now. I have to channel the Gritty. That's a good point. We got to find the sleepers here. We're not too far behind the receiver. Drake London, Flowers, O'Dunes, Dobbs, Hill, Franklin. We're not. For a room that's going to be tougher because we have 5-pounders in here, it looks fun. Call it off. Call it off. Hartman in the house. What's up, baby? What's going on, J Life? Yeah, we just did an impromptu stream tonight. Just jumped on. We made a triple stack PB and J, grabbed a brewski, and made a half-ass thumbnail. And people, I'm surprised you guys even came in. That thumbnail took me 19 seconds. The Gritty, hey, Gritty's still touching on. Don't let him know people are drafting Chase Claypool. All right, it's not good for his health. It's not good for his health. Okay. You guys are bad influences. Oh my God. Bad influences. Ah, it was Gritty. Okay. All right. I was going to say, don't let him know someone else is taking him because you're going to give him FOMO. Shout out Gritty. This guy's going RB here, right? Wow, Daniel Jones. So, like, now we're talking like pick 175. Yeah, I was going to say that's great for this team. Sam Darnold, Cam Ward to get Daniel Jones at 173. I like the RB room minus the Harvey pick, but we're just going to continue to stack this Tank Bigsby exposure here. I told you I was going back-to-back wide receivers. I lied. Because I would be comfortable stopping here at 5 and saying, yeah, Tank actually gets a pretty good roll. Maybe injury luck. Maybe Barkley gets traded, and we're cooking here, and we can just throw numbers at receiver. I don't mind making that bet. I don't mind making the bet that these 2 QBs are good enough. I mean, these 2 tight ends, that's a pretty good discount room as well. So plenty of picks left. We have 5 picks, and we're looking pretty good. Wide receiver might be a little fugly, but we'll make it work. Stowers, man. My exposure just drops every draft because I can't get them anymore. You guys are sick. Pick 177. Stop. Be nice. Drew, be nice. Don't say mean things. This is why no one trusts. That's crazy. That's not true. I told you Rico was the best pick on the board last year. I told you. Oh, my goodness. This just seems like a Donnie, huh? Let's do it. AD. We'll bring in AD there. In 12 picks, do you know who we're picking? I don't even know who I'm picking, to be honest. These rookies. I'm just gonna sprinkle them in and see what kind of landing spot we can get. I have my eye on one guy. Diggs was the one you told me, and I wouldn't listen last year. He was the best player in that range. Him and Swift, but Swift's not a receiver. Diggs was one of the best players in his range last year. Again, one of my highest owned exposure players. He didn't smash, right? But he didn't have to because the rest of the range was ass. And the rest of the range was so bad. You know what? It's not a bad shout with the news that that Bateman is on the trade block potentially. I'm gonna read you the list of players that were in the Diggs range last year. Addison, Judy, Demont, Reed, Golden, Godwin, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, TJ Hawkinson, Shakir, Kamara, Pearsall, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Caleb Johnson, Myers, Travis Hunter, Tracy, Mixon, Josh Downs, Debo, Pacheco. Swift. Let's bring in Brazel. He didn't smash, but he did a lot better than those guys. Considering he had 1,000 yards, and this easily could have been up, but it did seem like he was on, his reps were monitored a little bit the first 4 or 5 weeks, which was expected, so yeah. Oh, no, you could skip out on entire rounds. That was 2 rounds of players, and that was around, like, 7 last year, 7 and 8. Yeah, Shakir's best other wide receiver you named, he's down 2 rounds. I know in his total points, the thing about Shakir, his total points is okay, but his spike weeks, how many times did he score over 15 points? I'll look it up. Fantasy Pros is the best for this. Remind me later. Let's go. Shakira. We'll pull up his game log. There goes Lane. We're going to bring in some dusty Keenan Allen here. Just seems like a decent pick for the team. Shakira. Where's the game log? Game log. Okay. It's been a minute, Fantasy Pros. It's been a minute. Here we go. Game log, and we'll turn it to half-point PPR. I'm going to blind everyone real quick. We are going to blind everyone. Half-point PPR. 9, 1, 12, which is like a usable week. 15, 18, and then just like good playoffs there. So 2, 3 usable. 1, 2, 3. You want to say 4 usable weeks over 10 points, but like for a 7th rounder, that's awful. Just his total points are fine, just like a eliminator ass pick. But even the eliminator, we've learned that you want guys that can spike. You want guys that can spike. $20, $10, $11, $13, $15, $18, $19. So the playoffs is where he came on, which is nice. Which a guy returning back from ACL, that was always the hope, was that he would start cooking at the end, even at that age, as the top target on the Patriots with the year 2 QB. Yeah, it's so interesting. This year feels like the ADPs are absolutely disgustingly wrong too. Again, kind of like Isaiah Bond here in the spot. These RBs, I just don't feel like it could be a tight end. Oh shit, we got fuck. I am gonna go Pat Fry here. We got 2 picks. I thought that was the last pick. I thought I was making the last pick. Worst case, we can go a QB as well. Jalen Knowles still available on the board. Ted Hurst if we want another rookie. Or we can bring in Isaiah Bond. We got a mystery bag of wide receivers right now. We got an absolute mystery bag. Free agent injury. rookie. Probably retires if the Chargers don't bring him back, to be honest. But I like Keenan Allen back to the Chargers. It makes sense for them to want to bring him back. Still pulled 122 targets last year, 81 catches. Again, the spike weeks aren't crazy. He slowed down towards the end of the year, but on this team specifically, it needs points in the early part of the year too, especially if Hill starts off as a 0. True. I just saw that. It's crazy. I just saw that. Let's go Ted Hurst. We'll bring in Ted. Rookie dart. High A dot. Coming out of Georgia State. Oh, man. Ted Hurst. Mm-mm-mm. 4.4240. Thought he's a little quicker than that. Pretty athletic, though. I am a big fan of the NFLDraftBuzz.com website. One of my go-tos for checking in on these rookies, even before the combine. I think it's pretty helpful to look at. Pulls up an advertisement the second I move it over. It's crazy work. 4.4240. The vert's okay. Weight 206. Height 6'4". 6'4". See the discount Alec Pierce? Broad jump 99 percentile. 10-yard dash isn't bad. Just pretty good athlete. I want to say he's on the younger end. Do we have the age on here? I thought they had the age on here. I'm like missing it though. He's 21. He just turned 21. So he's declaring early. Good sign for receivers. All right. So Drew said he's going to sing some karaoke on the live stream. So what song are we requesting, boys? What song? I'm just kidding. I can't do another one. I'd love to. I'll cover these teams before we get out. If you guys did enjoy the stream though, slap the like on the live stream. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing some higher stake stuff as we invest another 10 large into Underdog this year. Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, JT, Kyron, Algier, Chuba Hubbard, and Tank Bigsby. Drake London, Zay Flowers, Adunze Dobbs, Hill, Troy Franklin, AD, Chris Brazel, Keenan Allen, Ted Hurst with Ferg, Goddard, and Pat Fry. See some of these teams. Turbotron in the one spot, 3.683. Purdy, Kyler, Brissett, nice three-piece there. Gibbs, Trayvon Henderson, Judkins, Gainwell, Singleton, and Chris Brooks. After they don't look like they're going to bring back Emmanuel. George Pickens, Nico Collins, Ricky Pearsall, Alec Pierce, Ayuk, Trey Harris, Cooper Kupp, and Naylor. The Nailer. Kyle Pitts, Strange, and Njoku. I like that three-piece as well. Receivers look pretty well balanced, especially if the Ayuk pick hits. You could be cooking. Jalen Naylor's probably going to have a market this year in free agency, I would imagine. Not someone I'm overly high on, but it's a body. It's a body in the room. Throw a body in the room. TB Bucks with the 2-5-10-3. Drake May and Bakey Bake. Bijan Jacobs, Jalen Warren, Vidal, and Sampson. We're good with that. Emeka Terry, Chris Godwin, Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Amar Cooper Jr., Elijah Sarrett, and Malik Marvin and Darnell Moons. I like the Malik Washington pick. At pick 215. Mims at 218 is more than okay. And Mooney. I mean, here we are again. Do we have to go back to the Mooney well? Do we have to go back to the Mooney well? Oh, all right. We'll hey, what's up, baby? What's going on, dog? Just a few short years ago, I was banging the drum for Mooney as the last round pick on the big board, and it smashed. Then we successfully I was in higher than 8% last year. I didn't love the click. No, we definitely faded because I remember talking to Tyler, PPR Tyler, but like, nah, dude, like I don't. But now he's back in the last round. Free agent. Barris, Henry, and Likely. And obviously, like we saw what happened in Atlanta last year. It's pretty bad. So we'll see. He's shown flashes in his career. Doesn't Mooney go like every other year? Bust, good year, bust. Nah. Middle. one decent. No, I think this year, 2021. So 2021, he had a 1,000-yard season. Now I have to look it up. God. Now I have to look it up. Make sure I'm not going crazy. Because that could be. Like there's a high chance that I'm just wrong. 2021, 1,000-yard season. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's a pretty good buy low. I should be mixing in some more Mooney. I think. I think. I'm going to do it either way. So, thanks, Drew. Thanks, Drew. Joe Burrow, Staffy, and Rodgers just made me rethink my whole life there. 3782. Stevenson, Pollard, Tracy, Woody Marks, Aaron Jones, which is probably just an okay pick at 172 here. Seems like a fine pick. Katron Allen, especially in a modified 0 RB with Stevenson being the first one. Katron Allen and Adam Randall. Chase, AJ Brown, Adams, DJ Moore, Coker, Judy, Horton, and Chris Bell. Good enough. The Coker pick at this ADP is just weird to me. I don't understand the ADP. We'll be lucky if we can get one successful pass catcher out of this offense. Trey McBride and Sadiq. So that's a good combo. It's cool. The RB room works. Just threw a bunch at the wall. See what sticks. I'm probably making this another RB or just one of these picks in here, another RB after this start. But that's fine. Well balanced to Ludo. And this homie is in here. And then did D-Fit. Were you in this room or no? Thought you said you were in here. T-Wise. Okay. Mahomes, Stroud, and Tua. Mac Main. Join us on the live stream to the 3683. Achan, Brees Hall, ETN, Connor, Brian Robinson, and Mixon. I like the RB room. I'm not clicking Mixon, but it's basically a last round dart. Jefferson, BTJ, Mike Evans, Michael Wilson, Xavier Worthy, Tank Dell, Ridley, and Jalen Knoll. I like the receiver room as well. Get a little slide on Michael Wilson, which I need that slide to swallow that pick. Kittle, Kelsey, and Mares. Nice little combination. Nice little combination there. Well-balanced team. Well-balanced. Brings in the double stack in KC with Kelsey and Worthy. Maybe you get ETN. Ooh, spice. Nice draft. Especially from the 9 hole or 10 hole. It's a good team. TY's 3773. Daniels, T-Law, and Geno's sick. That's strong. That's strong. Genty, Love, start from the 11 spot. Dobbins, Mike Washington, Jonathan Brooks, Najee, and LaQuint Allen. I like it. It's double anchor RB. Gary Wilson, Devonta Smith, Christian Watson, Wandale, Higgins, Bryan, and Kyle Williams. So you must be pretty strong at tight end. Strong at QB. You went double anchor at RB. You went pretty light at receiver through 4 rounds. Your 4th round being Wandale. Laporta, Theo Johnson, and Fergie Ferg. I feel like there should have been one more receiver. Interesting build, T-wise. Did you just force the T-Law pick? Is that why it seems weird? I know you're on the end. Let's see who is there. Yeah, you're looking at Michael Pittman or Myers. Maybe even if this Laporta pick was like Jacoby Myers, it might feel a little better. But Wanda on the way back around, I don't mind. Jaden Higgins. Not a hashtag my guy, but yeah, it could definitely work. I don't mind what you did here at the RB room too. Double anchor and then threw some darts. Tight end room's fine. Sam Laporta at 96, like this price 95. I'm trying to find a way to work in those tight ends from like pick 80 to 100. It's just like I'm going QB there so often or RB with Algier, Chuba, Rico, or any of those QBs. So it's been really hard for me to bring in tight ends there and like my team. And I did one earlier. I'll try to find it where I actually did that where I brought in. You're going to see so many late tight end builds. Harold Fannin. Let's see if we like this one because I did go a Harold Fannin 11 picks after ADP. Drake May, Goff, and Gino. Chase Brown, Kyron, Swift, Coleman, Bigsby, and Ray Day. Amon-Ra Jamo. So we got the double stack with Goff. Myers, Debo, Booty, McMillan, Judy, and Kyron Williams. The double stack for New England. Fannin, Schultz, and Claire. It's okay, but still, like teams that I go tight end there, I for some reason, it seems a little harder to build out. You're just missing on so much. Like Kraft, very hard for me to go Kraft, even Fannin. Like, think about Fannin's situation in Cleveland. It's not. Now he might be he might be getting all the first look targets, so I could see him being worth his ADP, but in the big board, 20 round drafts, like where you can get Mark Andrews, even Kincaid at his ADP, if he can put together a healthy season. Ferguson, it's one of the better price tight ends. I like the rookie as well. Take the mystery bag. I don't know. Just what I've been looking at for my drafts and what feels the best for draft pockets and what seems to be the best positions to draft in that spot. It's been tough for me to go tight end there. 0 Pitts as well. And I like Laporta, and I think this price is probably too cheap, but where he goes is tough. I got a pretty decent balance of these QBs too. 8, 8, 18, a little bit of dart. That should go up. Staffy, I have him like in the back of this crew. But we'll see. He probably does just put together another good season. Mahomes, I think, should actually go in the back of this crew. But yeah, a lot of Bo Nix, a lot of Goff here in the 20s. Decent amount of Purdy. He's easy to click there with like Jennings or Ricky goes a little earlier. But yeah, those RBs, especially in like a hero RB build to grab like Algier and Chuba or Algier and Rico seems very strong to have three RBs still by round 10, by round 9. Those have been some of my favorite builds right now. You're taking the mystery bag where those guys could go in the 60s if they get the right landing spots. So give it a try before before tomorrow, before the upcoming days when they could be signed. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, I remember you and Mooney a couple years, the year he smashes. We're just lucky, bro. That's it. That's it. It's all luck. You don't think why Mooney will take a wide receiver room to another level? I don't think so either, but he can be a serviceable number 3 and last round pick in the big board seems okay. Seems okay. It was Pittman or Laporta. That makes a lot of sense. That makes sense. Yeah, it's hard because of the free agent wide RBs in that range. I agree. It's hard not to hammer free agent RB or draft a QB there. I 100% agree. The sharps are saying. Who says Wandale doesn't equate to Pittman's score? Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't mind him going a full round later. I think that's pretty good of you bringing in Wandale. Parker Washington goes way before Coker, and I think Washington has a lot more target comp. Still not sold on T-Law being great, even with good coaching. Coker is easily the number 2. Not a fan T-Mac. Makes sense. I also think Parker Washington's probably too pricey, and even if they do bring back BTJ, just kind of adds to that. More target comp's not good for him. 140 targets back-to-back years. Now I know. And Wandale, his A-dot last year. Goddamn. Like, we had him classified as like a slot receiver. And then last year, he just he blew the top off. One of the better deep ball guys last season. It's weird. That was weird. Dude just take the RBs from now while they're cheap. That feels like then you can grab the tight ends later in the drafting. And that's exactly what we're kind of steaming up right now. It's exactly what we're steaming up. But you're exactly right. If you think of it in portions of the draft season and like, okay, before the combine, what do you think's going to happen? Even if you're not super high on someone, if you think they're going to perform well in the combine, their draft stock goes up, and then it just comes down to, do they get the opportunity based on where they're drafted to? And that you're not going to control. So knowing that you can get someone at a better price, maybe, and you don't like them, but you think they're going to rise, well, if you're ever going to draft them, it's then. So you get these little seasons within the big board, within BBM, obviously, just how long the draft season is. So taking advantage of the different windows is super important. Was easier day one, obviously. Would have rather Rico also, honestly, yeah. Because Pittman will ride. Pittman, I don't know if Pittman rises. Pittman's probably going to stay the same. Rico, there's a lot of spots. There's just a lot of spots to these free agent running backs that are fun to talk about. So taking the bet on just drafting those guys as much as possible now seems fun. And then Harvey, god damn, I have one share of Harvey, and it's in a war room. Of course. 0 little boards, 0 big boards. This team's just looking for a running back. It just seems like a lot of risk right now, but if he survives free agency, you're not going to see him slide to 70 in some rooms. You just won't. It would if he survives free agency, he's in a good spot. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm not making that bet right now, but maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens in the upcoming days. But guys, appreciate you coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. If you did, slap the like on the way out. Remember, if you guys want to see your exposures and play with the combination tool, the biggest edge in best ball, bestballoverlay.com, promo code pounders, $30 a month. You guys will not be disappointed. Guess what? I'll give you my rankings, top 190 CSV for completely free. Just send me a DM on Discord or Twitter. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a good night. Pounders.